Well, hello everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Mike from What Works for Me Aquariums. Just thought I'd get on here and give you a little update regarding my Fluval 13.5. And I've got to tell you, I feel like everything's going really well. I want to show you some features right now. Up at the top there, you can see my green star polyp. There's actually a third colony right in front there that's closest to the tree coral in front of it. It literally grew a third colony, which I'm really happy with. And looking at it right now, I can see that the polyps are spreading to the rocks right underneath it. So I'm really very pleased with the outcome. That's one thing. Second thing, this last weekend added some coral. As you can see in the lower right central area of the aquarium, you see some hammer coral. It appears to be doing quite well. The little branch coral sitting next to it, for whatever reason, is closed up today. I don't know why. Seems to be doing okay. The monopora plate coral, orange, in the center section of the tank seems also to be doing quite well. It's just pretty much like it was when I put it in there. On the upper right rock, you'll find two pieces of coral also purchased this weekend. That is Acropora, the yellowish green, and to the right is a piece of Duncan coral, which is not quite extended like it was this morning when I woke up. It has tentacles, something along the lines of a small anemone. And we're going to see how well this all does. Those four pieces of coral, the monopora, the agropora, the Duncan, and the hammer coral, are slightly more advanced corals than all the soft stuff that's already in the tank. I am told, however, that they're not a whole lot much more difficult to keep, so we're going to find out. We got them going, and the tank is going. Now, let me fill you in on a few things. First, for 2 months, I used a product called from Coral Life called Nano Reef A and B. I used it religiously daily and found that the coral one day about 2 weeks ago, just none of it would open, or not very much of it. So either I was overdosing possibly or something along those lines. So one way or the other, I have stopped that. I stopped it about 2 weeks ago. Now, I'm going to have to recant. Back when I first started this whole thing, the campaign was not to do very many water changes. However, quite honestly, in a system this size, I have to eat crow here and tell you that realistically speaking and truthfully, the best way to maintain this aquarium, bar none, is with water changes weekly. I do about 3.5 to 4 gallons every week, and this is the result I'm getting. Everything's growing, everything looks good, everything's doing what it's supposed to do. Parameters are in line. Right now it's going to need a water change here in just a day or two. So there's a little bit of algae popping up, so I'm sure that the nitrates are probably up a little. I haven't checked. My phosphates regulated. I feel real good about that. Going back to a previous video, remember I used a product called Roa Phos, and it's just fabulous for stopping that altogether. Something else I'm considering doing. Behind me on the floor, I have a Reef Seachem Tidal 35 hang on the back filter, which has got matrix in it as its bioload, as its chemical or its biological filtration. I may very well add that to the tank to try to help control the nitrates in between water changes, although it does, I'm not sure it's necessary, but I am considering it, so I do have it in case I want to do that. At any rate, there we have it. It's kind of a brief video today. Once again, first I want to thank you. We got a few new subscribers. Shout out to all the folks who have subscribed and the newer folks that have subscribed. We really appreciate your patronage. This is not for money. I do not endorse products. That is, I'm not being paid to endorse products. I've endorsed a few simply because I like them. I'll tell you what I think works. I'll tell you what I've purchased and what works for me and so forth and so on. Again, why we call the channel What Works for Me Aquariums. So anyway, folks, I hope you enjoy. Okay, if you have any comments, please leave them behind. Try and be nice. Criticism's always welcome, but don't get mean or I'll just delete your comment. One way or the other, thank you again for stopping by. Again, thank you for those who have subscribed. If you haven't yet, you want to know more, I am always available for questions and so forth and so on. Just anything you want to know that I can help you with, I'll be glad to do that. But right now, I'm feeling pretty good about the way the tank looks. So, again, any comments or any information you want to add to the comment box down below there, feel free. Thank you very much for stopping by. Oh, one other thing. I was finally able to get the protein skimmer that Fluval sells to operate. This was not a small task. I'm not really sure why it was difficult. All I know is that right now it's working. Now I'll tell you the difference. I installed it. I let it set for a few days. It didn't perform much. Then I did it again sometime later, and it was not performing at all, so I just shut it off. So recently, what I did, last water change was almost a week ago. I took the thing apart, cleaned it really well, and resituated it in the tank. And suddenly, it started working properly. The problem I was having was that the foam was not rising up into the collection cup. It was staying just below the level of the bottom part of the filter, so of the protein skimmer. So I'm not sure what was going on there and why I didn't have it set up. But anyway, one way or the other, this last time I got it going. I hope I can get it back again, because I'm going to have to take it down to clean here pretty soon. So folks, once again, thank you for watching. Stop by, and all of you guys have good luck with your reefs, I hope. And if you're not, haven't got into it yet, take a look. Anybody can do it. Just takes a little time and effort. Pay attention to what you see on YouTube. For the most part, the advice is pretty good. Again, thank you for watching. This is Mike from What Works for Me Aquariums.